What's going on, guys? Nasher here, and today I want to show you all of the new dekes in NHL 18 and how to do them. So I started messing around with these and found that some of them are very difficult to pull off. So I think this guide will be helpful for you guys. I'm just going to hop into an NHL offline threes game in rookie mode. I'm going to do the dekes and then we'll go into replay mode and I'll kind of explain how it was done. Here's what we're going to be going over in terms of the new dekes. There's a between the legs, and you can either do a shot, pass, or sauce. There's a new dot souk toe drag and a dot souk flip, also a new one-handed open ice and a one-handed finish on the goalie. And then they brought back some old dekes from NHL 14, so we have the behind the back one-hander and the backhand forehand backhand sweep. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do all of those today in this quick little tutorial. Alright, so the first one that we'll go over is one of the easiest to do in my opinion. It is the between the legs. So to initiate it, you're going to hit LB and then click in on the right stick. That's what triggers the between the legs animation. Then from there, you're able to do any of the things I mentioned. So you can shoot it, you can give it a pass, and then you can also do a sauce with RB. So there's 3 different options you can do for that deke. So it's pretty nice to have the different options with that. There's always something that you can do. If you're coming in on 2-on-1, you can give it a nice pass. If you want to fake the between the legs, you can actually bring it back forward by letting go, which is a nice little move that'll trick people up, and then hopefully that'll lead to some good scoring opportunities. The next one that we'll be going over is the dot souk toe drag. So this is going to be huge, especially on breakaways. First thing you're going to do to initiate that is do a fake shot. Once you do that, you pull straight back on the right analog stick, and that's going to initiate that giant toe drag motion. So from there, you're able to either keep going, or there's a special new deke that comes when you're on a breakaway. So after doing that deke, you're able to either keep going, or you can do a nice little flip animation, the dot souk flip, the line of so mark, whatever you want to call it, when you're on a breakaway. So let's see if I can get a breakaway here and pull this off. You need a ton of space, because right once you pull it back, if you have a defender on you, they're gonna poke that puck away. It's not overpowered, it's not gonna work very often, but once you do get it to work, you are gonna be a happy person. All right, so here we go. We do this and then a flip. And okay, we almost got it. So as you can see, right once you pull it back, you're going to hit the RB button, and that's going to initiate that flip. The goalie does usually save it. I actually have not scored on it yet, but it's definitely possible. Okay, so there, I mean, at least you can see it. We had some open space. Here's the replay just so you guys can kind of see what my sticks are doing. We're going to fake the shot here. Right after we do that, we pull down on the right analog, RB there, and the puck flips straight up. Now, obviously, I did it a little bit early there. Ideally, you want to wait until you're just in front of the goalie so it gets that perfect flip and just goes right over the shoulder. Now, he didn't really come out there at all. I think it's going to work a lot better on user goalies versus the computers who kind of know exactly when it's coming. But yeah, as you can see, that's a very nifty little move. I'm really glad they added this one, and I think we're gonna have some fun trying to pull that off. There's definitely some sort of sweet spot with how long you hold down RB or R1. If you hold it longer, it's going to pop further into the air. If you just do it real quick, it's just going to go a little bit lower. So you're going to have to figure that out, and it's just going to take some practice. The next deke has 2 parts. One is for open ice, one is for against the goalie. So this is going to be the classic one-hander. You're going to start on your backhand, hit LB, and move that right analog forward. That's going to initiate the one-hander. So here's kind of what it looks like coming towards us. See if we can actually get this to go around a defender. There we go. All right, so that one worked. So this is what I'm saying. I'm holding it to my backhand, hitting LB, and then pushing up on that right analog. That initiates that, allows me to step right around him, and then we move on up the ice. So that's going to be a nice move if you can figure out the timing. One more time, start on the backhand, hit LB, push up on that right stick, and that'll get you right around the defender. Obviously, you're going to want to be careful with this one. If you leave yourself vulnerable like this, you're going to get absolutely bodied. So make sure you do that on somebody who's being a little bit aggressive, step into the wrong way, and you'll be able to get some good opportunities, I'm sure. Now we'll move on to the breakaway version of the one-hander. It's very similar. You're going to start on your backhand, then hit LB, RB at the same time. That's going to give you a four-handed one-hand. You can also start on the forehand, hit LB, RB. That's going to do a backhanded one-hand. Depending on how the goalie is set up, you're going to be able to do that both ways, one on the left side, one on the right side. So either way, if he's overcommitting, you're going to be able to sidestep it around him with that one hand. If you want it to go on the left side, you're going to use the backhand version. If you want it to go on the right side, you're gonna use the forehand version. There's a perfect example of me starting on the backhand, and that does the forehand one-hander. Let's take a look at that. Oh my, what a beauty. So I was kind of stuck on space on this right side. That's why I went with the backhand version. You don't actually have to do anything to get that stick to go over to the forehand one hand. You just hit LB-RB or L1-R1 on the PS4, and that's going to put it right over to that side and into the bottom corner. So one more time here, we start on the backhand. We're going to tap LB-RB right there. It pushes it over to the one-hander on the forehand. Now we'll show you guys on the opposite side. We're going to come in, backhand. Oh, what a save. But yeah, that's a really good example. We'll go to replay there as well. So we've got Voracek coming up the wing. I see that I'm kind of out of space, so I hold it over to the forehand, tap LB-RB, and that's going to automatically bring it to the backhanded one hand. That is it in terms of the brand new dekes that are new for NHL 18. There are 2 dekes that were added from previous generation games that were not in NHL 17. The first one is the behind the back one hand, which looks like so. The second one is the backhand forehand sweep, which looks like so. I'm going to show you guys how to do both of those, and that will be it for the new dekes for NHL 18. Here's how we do the behind the back one hand. I'm going to do it one more time, then we can hop into replay mode and actually see this and explain the stick positions. The first thing you're going to do is put it into a very deep toe drag around 7 o'clock. You're going to rotate that right analog stick downwards to around 4 o'clock. Once you get to the 4 o'clock position, you're going to hit LB and then move the right analog stick diagonal up to around 10 or 11 o'clock. You just look at the puck here. That's essentially the motion that you're going to be doing with the analog stick. You first bring it behind you, which is the rotation down. Then you push up, which is that final motion that brings you to the forehand. Again, you're going to start on the forehand, rotate it down to the deep toe drag, bring it all the way around to 4 o'clock, hit LB and go straight diagonal, and then that's going to push the puck forward so you can pick it up. I would say that one is definitely the most difficult to do. You're going to have to take some time just learning that motion. Fortunately for me, I played NHL 13 and 14 religiously, so I was able to kind of get that motion down and have it somewhat muscle memorized. And then the final real difficult deke is the backhand forehand sweep. So I'm going to do that once, then we'll hop into replay mode. Boom. Oh, let's get a goal. Oh, okay. To initiate this one, you're going to be skating up the ice on your backhand. Once you get to that backhand position, you're going to hit LB and bring the right analog stick over to the left side in about the 8 o'clock position. As you can see, I've got it over to the 8 o'clock position. From there, I'm going to push it back over to the right side in about the 2 o'clock position. That's what initiates that final portion of the deke and allows you to catch it. So again, one more time, you're going to bring it on that backhand, hit LB, bring it down to 8 o'clock. Once you see that animation, push it back up to the 2 o'clock, and that's going to allow you to finish that deke and move on up the ice for a good opportunity. In terms of ease of use, I think this and the behind the back one-hander are definitely the most difficult and probably the least practical, but some of the best looking ones. So if you can just get that motion down, again, once you do it, 10, 20 times, hop into threes and just keep practicing this. Eventually, you'll just be able to get it down and do it completely naturally without even thinking about it. So that is it in terms of all of the new dekes for NHL 18. Of course, they still have all the old stuff in there as well. So, you have your side steps, you have your skate taps, you have your jump deke. All of that stuff is still in the game, thankfully. So with all of these dekes, you're going to have a ton at your disposal to score some nasty goals. With all of these dekes, obviously, I showed you with left-handed players. You're going to be able to do it with right-handers as well. You're just going to have to mirror what I told you on the opposite side of the right analog stick. So I hope you guys found this guide at least somewhat helpful. If you did, be sure to toss it a like, subscribe if you haven't. We're going to have tons of great NHL 18 content coming soon. And that's about it for this one. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.